again. Nine on the river.
Yeah, doesn't LB the hand, but makes Peter Gunnarsson's ace now the boss card. But let's see what Dave does. It looks like Dave realised he can't win it without making a play, so perhaps a small play. Peter calls him immediately. Yeah, it's a good call by Peter, but he's read the situation. Doesn't even show the cards, Dave. He's saying, well, if you can call me, I can't even beat the board. So exactly right.
And you see, it's funny that they're on the other side. Because in every other game, the supporters have been on the same side as the player. But
yeah. It's a good game as well. I mean, Peter's outplaying Dave in all quarters at the moment. He really is.
And he's basically at about the 250,000 chip mark, so about 250, 270, as you see, just over 250, and Dave just under 70. And it's only taken him 19 hands to get there.
Yeah, this is hand 20. And Peter in good shape and in control of the game at the moment.
Deuce 4 for Dave. He calls. 7-8 for Peter. Checks. Deuce 4, 7-8. And there's a 7.
Yeah, Peter Gunnarsson makes the pair of 7s. He's out of position a little bit, so he checks it to Dave.
And there's the deuce for Dave. And Peter bets.
Yeah, he's protecting his pair of 7s. See if Dave can put any read into this one. Checked it first time round. Yeah, good play from Dave. He checked it first time round just to see if Dave had flopped anything like the jack, and then when Dave didn't show any sign, he thought, well, I better protect my hand, the pair of 7s. So that's what he was doing there.
So good action from Peter Gunnarsson. Let's take a look at the action percentages from each player, and anything you can see in that.
Well, we can see on the raises that Peter's been the most aggressive player at the moment, betting and raising more than Dave, and that's one thing you never thought you'd see in a match against Dave Copeland, where there's somebody betting and raising more than Dave, and you can see bet and raise are percentage points higher. So we can read that into it straight away. So he's taking the fight to Dave, and I think he's probably getting the better of it at the moment.
And certainly by the chip count, you'd think so. 3 and 5 suited for Peter Gunnarsson.
Well, he's got Dave on the back foot, hasn't he? It's a good play from Peter. Pocket 3s for Dave. It's a decent hand, but he's in bad position with them. Let's see what he wants to do with them. It's a dilemma there with his pocket 3s. He's if he calls, he's trying to hit one, and he can have the pot taken off him, obviously, if he's be first to bet on the flop, and if he re-raises, he might run into something bigger. So he's taking the more conservative route.
And
to flat call with him, yeah. But
4, 9, and queen.
Yeah, no help, and now there's 3 overcards.
4, 9, and queen. Now 2 queens on the board.
But the overcards are stopping Dave from making any play at all.
So it's now queens and 9s on the board.
Yeah, there's queens and 9s on the board, but the 5 in Peter Gunnarsson's hand works against the 4, which is the highest card on the board. The 2 3s won't play, obviously. Let's see what Dave can do about this one, because he's not going to like this if he just flat calls. But he's probably worked it out that Peter's now probably holding a higher card than the 4 and throws them away, yes.
He has worked it out. And he basically let Peter draw.
There was nothing he can do. Once you've got those pocket 3s and you're out of position, what are you going to do with them when the flop comes out? It's odds on that if you don't hit one, there's going to be overcards to them, and he's kind of stuck with them. That's basically what it is.
Dave Colclough. It's won 7 pots, the average 5,500. We've played 21 hands, and that means, of course, that Peter Gunnarsson has won 14 pots, or exactly twice as many as Dave Colclough, and the average is twice as high.
Yeah, and that's why he's got most of the chips. He's just outplaying Dave in all divisions at the moment, isn't he?
Queen 5 suited for Dave Colclough. That's 7,500 and 910 for Peter Gunnarsson. He calls.
Here's the flop. 9-3-3. Giving Peter Gunnarsson top pair with the 9 and 2 pair with the 3s, obviously. Now what he's doing here is trying to lure a bet out of Dave. More than likely he's going to call him, but it's just if Dave falls for the trap.
$13,000 from Dave Colclough.
Well, Peter says no, thank you. We'll have a bit more of that in the pot, and Dave's obviously caught on a play and has to throw away. I think, yeah, crowd rightly applauding there. He's trapped him, and Dave's fallen for the bait again. I mean, he really is outplaying Dave at the moment.
And let's take a look at the prize money at stake here. Each player put up 2,000 euros of his own to enter. They make a profit if they get to the 4th round, but after that the prize money escalates dramatically in each round, and 100,000 euro is the prize the champion will take home along with the trophy.
Peter Gunnarsson
Studying his opponent, isn't he?
really rarely takes his eyes off.
No, he study, picking up all the information he can. And we've seen this in several matches during this PartyPoker.com World Heads Up Poker Championship for 2005. You study your opponent, you're rewarded, and you look around and play to the crowd, and sometimes it can be your undoing. So Peter not taking it lightly, and rightly so.
Pocket 6s for Dave Colclough. Does the old chiropractor routine. Calls. And there's that third 6 with a king in Peter's hand.
Peter, thinking that the king is the boss card, has raised the pot.
Bets it to 10,000.
Now, how's Dave going to play these? He's got the best hand, he's got the best position. Looks like he's decided if he can re-raise and end the pot here and now, he'll be in better shape, but obviously he doesn't know the contents of his opponent's hand. And then he raises it.
And Peter folds.
$30,000 more. More.
And that might have just affected Peter. You see his hand slam down on the table there to say, well, I made a play, and you know, did you have a hand or didn't you have a hand? And sometimes that can just rattle him. And he's studying it. He's trying to pick up a tell off Dave now, saying, you know, did you have the hand? Didn't you have the hand? Dave not giving nothing away. But we've seen Peter Gunnarsson become rattled a few times, haven't we? So that's what Dave's trying to do now, trying to keep him under pressure. Now he's got a little bit of momentum going himself, and chip away at him.
Against Pascal Perot was the frustration of not being able to finish him off.
He was in good shape a few times, wasn't he? And Pascal got lucky against him, but eventually he prevailed. So
they're both holding king 7s. Dave's are suited. Which gives Dave the slight advantage.
Yep. Needs a couple of arts to continue any sort of... oh well.
There's one of them, and they both paired the king as well. They check back. There's a second heart. It's on the flush draw.
And Dave's trying to induce a bet from Peter here. Obviously he's got the heart flush draw and the pair of kings. There's some split pot possibilities.